Tonight we're going to take a look at the impact America's 65 million evangelical Christians could have on the lives of 115,000 foster children in this country, children waiting to be adopted. This week, leading evangelicals, including the pastor Rick Warren, are holding a summit on this very issue. But there are some serious potential complications.
Amen.
Chris and Sarah Padbury, evangelicals who could not have children of their own, have adopted 4 children and recently took in a 5th foster child.
Our agenda comes from this Bible verse. Religion that God, our Father, considers pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress and not be polluted by the world. Welcome to your last 8 hours of Adopt Corps.
Chris, who runs an organization that helps other evangelical couples adopt, will be at the so-called Orphan Care Summit this week.
Some evangelical leaders in America have decided that adopting children should be part of their mission. Perhaps responding to criticism, you care a lot about kids before they're born, as an anti-abortion argument, but what happens once they're here on earth?
Rick Warren, one of America's most influential evangelicals, is helping organize the summit. Warren has been critical in the past of his fellow Christian conservatives for focusing too much on abortion and homosexuality. But he insists the Orphan Care Initiative is not political.
Some people will look at this summit and say, okay, now they're overreacting, they're trying to expand the agenda. This agenda has always been there. People have always cared for orphans.
There are potential cultural complications when evangelicals, who are predominantly white and socially conservative, take in foster children who are predominantly minority. For example, can evangelicals impose their religion? What do they do with a child who turns out to be gay or lesbian?
Parents need to be aware that they are not getting a blank slate. They are getting a real, live human being with needs, desires, history, family connections, racial identification, maybe gender identification. They come whole.
As Christians, we believe that grace and faith are a choice. You can't force faith on anybody. We do not believe in coercion. We do believe in exposure.
Ultimately, it's a decision that each child makes on their own about what faith they want to do or what their sexual orientation will be. Those are their decisions to make. So our chief goal is to really love the kids where they are.
And there's one other potential complication, that's corporal punishment. Many evangelicals say the Bible advocates spanking, but many foster children have a history of abuse, and physically punishing them is against the law. Up next, the whirlwind at the White House. So much to do to get ready for the Queen.